All right. So this has already been said to everyone who's joining us on Zoom, but everyone who will be watching us in the recording, welcome to this week's offering of community-led medicine Buddha. My name's Eric. And yeah, just to reiterate, we'll just have some time to connect and open up together, share any wisdom that would like to be offered directly as a group. And then when the time feels right to move on from that, I'll just offer some brief instructions to move us into medicine Buddha mode, so to speak. And then we'll follow the usual template with the opening invocation mantra, um, followed by the main mantra, the offering of the prayer docs. Thank you, Karen. Everyone is invited to offer prayers in that Google document. So we will be doing that this week, and I look very much honored and look forward to reading, giving voice to those, if those would like to be shared. And then a little bit more mantra work after the prayers as we do, and closing with Shantideva's prayer, and that'll be wrapping up our time together. But of course, throughout all of that, please do whatever is going to be most supportive of your practice and of your contribution to the medicine we're going to make together this evening. Yeah. Any questions at this point? Does that feel clear enough? And maybe by way of invitation, just wanting to honor and respect that some folks might be newer to the space, the idea of raising your hand and being called on screen to like share some aspect of your relationship with a practice that you may not have that much of a relationship with. That's great too. So it's very open and broad. This is a chance to just, how are you? How are you doing at this time? How are you helping to hold things down as the world is doing whatever it's doing around all of us and around each of us specifically? A time to just bear witness and hold space for each other and to take this precious opportunity to be in spiritual friendship together without, you know, it's always a blessing when Lama Rod is here to lead us in practice for sure, but there's another kind of blessing that's available to each of us directly as spiritual friends in this space as well. So it's just an opportunity to lift that capacity of us up, and like we send praise and appreciation to Lama Rod. I mean, it's just speaking, I'll speak personally. I send praise and appreciation to Lama Rod for all the ways in which his presence in my life has helped me be free. Yeah, that's true. And I also feel so grateful that I'm able to be so connected to so many people who feel similarly strong in that commitment. So it means I don't need everything. I don't need Lama Rod to give me everything. That, you know, I'm empowered to get what I am able to get from him. And then I also have lots of people in this community and many others and in my neighborhood, you know, to draw from. Because Lama Rod's a human being, and um, yeah, I feel grateful that there's so much permission in this ecosystem to get the medicine that we need from each other, in addition to the medicine that we get from Lama Rod. And I just want to lift that up as a kind of way that I feel protected in this space, and that I hope everyone in this space always feels protected and full permission to do that, or to move in whatever way makes sense for you in that way. Yeah. So get to the point, Eric. But I think the invitation, maybe in honor of my dear teacher and mentor, Miss Aisha Ali, if there's anything that you would like to bring to the altar today, to the Medicine Buddha altar of this shared virtual space, please feel free to drop it in the chat. Otherwise, you can raise your Zoom hand and Karen will call on you, and we would love to hear your voice. But otherwise, this is community-led Medicine Buddha. Shout out to Renee Rivera, who dropped this, who like, you know, came with this vibe. I think the last time they facilitated community Medicine Buddha a long time ago. It's just like community-led. So what's up, community? Yeah. And he says, I'm bringing my grief and despair to the altar. I will put it down for this time. Thank you, Andy. And also should mention that if it supports your sharing, we're also happy to pause the recording. If there's anything that you would like to share and not have it recorded, just let us know.
Angel and then Sharon. Hi, everyone. I'm fine for it being recorded. I just wanted to share that I'm just so thankful for the community. I think I learned the idea of the Sangha or the Blessed Community as something that's sort of around monastics. That was my original training. And I mean, I'm so thankful for monastics in this lineage, obviously, and for Lama Rod. But I think the broader community, all of us, just I really get comfort in the thought that people associated with Lama Rod are all over the world, and that in any hour when I'm thinking about practicing myself, not able to practice whatever I'm going through, somebody might be practicing. I really love that. And then if you take it to the larger Dharmic community, definitely somebody's practicing somewhere all the time. And so it's just a really lovely thought. And I haven't been feeling as grounded as I normally feel lately. And just knowing that other people are practicing helps ground me because I know that I'm included in the all beings, you know? And I include all of you when I'm talking about all beings being free or being healthy and well and safe and free. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. And we're all thankful for you and Karen, Eric, just FYI.
The love is mutual, y'all. Mutual. Thank you. Thank you. So good to see you. Hi, Miss Sharon.
Eric and Karen and community. And similar to Angel and Eric, I'm going to just speak gratitude for this community. I am so pleased um, that Lama Rod doesn't have to be here for us to carry on in the spirit of um, getting free and supporting other people in getting free. And this this gathering on Monday evening is one of the touchstones in my life. If I miss it, I get disoriented. I get disoriented to time. I'm like, what day is it? Because it's kind of one of the anchors in my week. I can't put into words how important this community has been to me over the last few years. And then the relationships and connections I've made with not only Karen and Eric, but like Randa and Andy and so many people. I shouldn't have started naming them who, who have made my life better and who I know support my freedom. And when you were making the announcements, Eric, I'm like, I don't know how Lama Rod is in so many places because, I can't be in the Sunday service because I'm going to be in the 7 homecomings with probably Karen and Eric on Sunday. And so it's like the community is so rich. I can't be in all the things that I want to be in because I would just be following Lama Rod around and not having a life of my own. But the richness, I just want to say the 2 more things. One, I'm having a lot of health challenges right now, and and I showed up to Medicine Buddha a couple of weeks ago, giving myself permission to feel sorry for myself because of all of these overlapping health conditions. And then I got here and I was like, okay, that's out the window. I can't do that because I've got work to do, getting free, supporting other people and getting free. I don't have time to be sitting around feeling sorry for myself. And I'm like, but I planned it. I felt like, and so I had a good laugh at myself about that. And secondly, I wanted to say that I've been sitting under Lama Rod's teachings for at least 4 years. I'm not going to try to count, but the I keep coming back because as he grows and learns and evolves, his teachings grow, learn, and evolve. And so it's always fresh and new for me. Many teachers I've had in the past, I got to the point where I felt stagnant in their teachings, and probably because they felt stagnant. They were stagnant in their teaching. And I never feel that way here. And so I'm gonna put a pin in it there because I can gush about this community and about Lama Rod for a very long time. But there's so much love here and so much support. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Sharon. Now I'm gonna put a pin in it because I can gush about Miss Sharon. So that's how we help each other. Hi, Karen.
I just thought that was such a good segue into calling attention to something in the chat. Theo put, I have a community ask, would like to connect more with people in person who are practicing Buddhism as a social liberation tool in the greater Vancouver area, especially folks who are mixed race, trans, immigrants, grateful for online support. Of course, I just wanted to highlight that for people who may be from that area, and also to just say that that's how I found Sharon. I stalked her. She was living in Durham at the time, and I noticed that, and I reached out to her, and we got to be friends that way. So if you want to do that in the chat, that's great. You may not find someone the first time you do that, but it's really worth it, because that is how we find our lifelong friends.
Thank you for pointing that out, Karen.
I'm gonna just jump in and say, and also show up for Lama Rod's live events.
Mm-hmm. I love the spontaneous self-organizing in the chat and in all places. Yes, may it proliferate.
DA, hi.
Hi, friends. I just wanted to express deep gratitude for all the labor of Miss Sharon and Eric and Karen and anyone else I can't see on the screen here for the 7 homecomings practice training certificate, because I just, even if I never teach another person, I feel like my own practice is really deepening, and I'm especially grateful to see Eric in a different role as a peer mentor. We're so lucky to have you as our peer mentor, Eric. And I'm deeply grateful for this community as well. I just have finished teaching a course that overlapped with Medicine Buddha, so hopefully I'll be able to come more regularly now. But this community is one of the ones that I invoke in my 7 homecomings. So it is deeply meaningful to me, and I am so grateful for all of the queer, trans, non-binary, Black, Indigenous, folks of color. Like this community just, I think, is so uniquely beautiful in its depth and its so I just am very deeply grateful to be part of this community. You are sustaining me, so thank you so much.
Thank you, DA. Thank you for all the ways you show up. It makes a huge difference. There is so I don't want to position myself as having an answer to this excellent question in the chat, because that feels exhausting and like not the truth. So just to contextualize that, but this wonderful question, does Lama Rod or this community ever offer empowerments? I'm hoping to go deeper into practice with some of these badass Buddhas. Amen. So from my just personal experience in this ecosystem, and then also as someone on the team who's like, helping crank out the programming. Um, does Lama Rod ever offer like specific things called empowerments that like might look the same as it might look in a more classical Tibetan Vajrayana community? Yes and no. It probably won't ever be listed as an empowerment as such, but there is always, always, always an attunement or empowerment or initiatory experience going on with more or less everything that Lama Rod does. Is
Yeah.
he in some places maybe it's more the ritual process is maybe a little bit more obvious that he's going through certainly like a traditional empowerment, but it's all because of how Lama Rod is rocking and rolling with his own embodiment, the people who are in his orbit. So the answer is yes, and specifically in things like Chen Reizig and like the Sunday service offering features a bunch of Matara practice, and then other things come up like he's done attunements and empowerments for the Seven Homecoming ceremony, for the Heart Sutra. So it's yes, and it has a flavor of Lama Rod Owen's New Saints, Radical Dharma, creativity and spontaneity like built into it. How's that to answer that question for those who, yeah, yeah. And there's always more coming up and down the pipeline in terms of um, both Lama Rod's creative interest and how things are speaking to him in terms of things that are becoming salient, and in responding to the needs that y'all bring into spaces, and what feels most attuned to what will be most supportive in moment by moment. Sorry, I'm just catching up on messages. Yeah, the empowerments are built in. Keep showing up. That's good. That's a yeah. um, mhm. There's more nerdy things I could say, but it's y'all get it. But before we shift into maybe a bit of practice together and get into some mantra work and yeah, just opening and wielding some medicine together, I'm curious if there's anything else that would like to be shared before we move into a different way of relating together. And so just may it be for the benefit of all of the ancestors and guardians and spirits and beings seen and unseen, human, non-humans, in this shape and in any other shape. Anything left unsaid in this moment, we just give thanks to all the connection that has been shared, and just offering whatever is real in this moment. Any sense of confusion, any sense of maybe being like, oh, well, that sounds like someone else's experience, but that's not my experience. Why am I not good enough? Because my experience doesn't look like someone else's experience. And just noticing that and bringing so much care to that process of comparison, of evaluating, trying to suss out where we might be located, and just want to just affirm the clarity of whatever it is that you're experiencing in this moment, and just offering that clarity as a pure and good offering. There's nothing wrong with you or anything that you're experiencing in this moment. And even if that's tough to accept, I invite you to just go ahead and uh, just dare yourself to be like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with me. And try that on. And just in relationship to anything that might be coming up. And so one more reminder, I invite y'all before we go any further, if you'd like to offer prayers in the prayer doc, please go ahead and do so. And even if you just like to pull up the prayer doc and you don't want to take the, you don't want to enter in that mode of typing, I totally get that and respect that. But maybe you just want to look at it and send a prayer or aspiration into the space of the doc itself, Any kind of communication is welcome. And so in this moment, just inviting some curiosity into the space directly around you, whatever your actual situation is in this moment. The land that's holding you, not as any idealized thing, not as any kind of romanticized thing, but the actual earth that is actually holding you as it is. The shelter that you might be fortunate to have around you and protecting you. The space which enables everything else to somehow be there too. Being curious about how anything sticky, oily, stainy from the day might be lingering over you in this moment. And really inviting your own discernment and sovereignty into deciding how you want to be in relationship with all of these different factors in this moment. I don't know what's best for you, but I celebrate you noticing whatever is real. Noticing every conceptual attempt, perhaps to improve yourself, to improve upon how you're showing up, to make your body a little bit more, a little bit more nicer, a little bit more holy, and just noticing that sometimes ceaseless meddling with your own purity. And if you're like me, just try to have so much humility around how hard it is to sometimes not pick at those things. And in the midst of all this knowing, just inviting you to send it down into the earth. Give it all. Just even if you got nothing else, but in the name of motion, may it move. In the name of change, may it change. In the name of anything capable of helping me experience change, may it be experienced. Just offering and connecting with the earth. Maybe there's a method you engage to do this. Maybe you just are like, no more trying so hard. Especially this group of people who's drawn together. We're all so smart. We're all so sharp. So brutally well informed about situations. locally and globally, right? All of this power of clarity. And just in this moment, just entertain the possibility that you deserve simplicity and ease in this moment. May you rest as simply and directly as possible in your own ground right now, not later. Like, my God, may you rest right now. Be held in the breadth and depth of the earth, which is wider and vaster than even we can imagine. So there's the breadth and depth we can feel into, that we can articulate, that we can get really poetic about. And then there's the breadth and depth that we can't even do anything about. Rest that deeply. And just drink from this well for a few moments. Getting the medicine you need, practicing your discernment about what matters most for you right now in this moment, not in another moment, not in a past moment, not in someone else's life, not about how someone else might perceive your decisions about your life. For you, without needing to cite or justify or define anything, any aspect of it whatsoever. If it feels unreasonable, let it feel unreasonable. Drinking from the well of freedom that always has been, always will be, can only ever be your birthright. Your actual inheritance as a being in this realm before we got confused. Before all these forces intensified our confusion, and the ways that we collaborated with those forces to intensify our confusion, and on and on. Just dropping all of that. And from this space of resting deeply, a kind of radical insistence, radical reclamation of your own okayness, of your own goodness, before any other voice comes in and brings a little question into whether that's really true or not. Touching the earth deeply. Being bold in claiming your seat as an expression of this celestial goodness. Somehow, I don't know, somehow. And from this space, with as much courage and fierceness and boldness and or deviousness and or, trickery, whatever, go ahead and offer this invocation mantra to Medicine Buddha, beginning to claim the full empowerment of this practice and what its implications are, what it's suggesting about who we actually are. Perhaps. Om Enla Sangye Kino Soha, Medicine Buddha, I pray that you know and look upon me now. We'll begin with an Om, offer 3 rounds of the mantra, and close with a final Om. And of course, you're welcome to join me in your own voice, your own expression. Doesn't have to sound like my voice. Or you're welcome to just continue claiming the medicine that you need most in this moment, in whatever way is most authentic to you. We'll begin. Go ahead and make sure my sound. Om Enla Sangye Kino Soha. Om Enla Sangye Kino Soha. Om Enla Sangye Kino Soha. And now, having so dared to speak this invocation into being, from the vast, edgeless, borderless, unbounded expanse of the sky, swiftly we arise as a total, complete expression of the great healer, Medicine Buddha, Menla Sangye. Perhaps you're the color of deep lapis lazuli, the color of the nature of mind itself, the mind of all Buddhas. Where are your adornments? What is your radiance like? Maybe you are multi-hued. Maybe you have ornaments of bone and stone, and maybe you have ornaments of jewels and flowers, or maybe a combination, but they are adornments of power. Elemental confirmations of who and what you are, always have been, will inevitably become, will help others to become the medicine itself, free from the very beginning. And as you are within the expanse of the sky, this full manifestation of the great healer, of the great medicine itself, take time to perceive the environment around you, your pure land, inseparable from yourself, arising simultaneously from the ground of freedom, The land too is a part of your body, and your body is too a part of the land. They are both medicine creators, medicine makers, medicine sharers. It's not one or the other. Somehow it's simultaneously both, always. I don't know how, I don't know. Somehow, maybe. Maybe just asking that question is sufficient. And as we settle into this full embodiment of who we are, as the great healer, I offer Sogla Rinpoche's heart advice. Be not distracted. Be not distracted. Plant the guardian of mindfulness. On the path of distraction, the thief of Mara lies in wait. Because the mind of attachment and aversion is Mara, regard it as illusion, free from all duality. Once your own mind is known to be primordial purity, free from contrivance, there is no other Buddha. Look at your own face. There is nothing else to realize, so rest at ease. This is spontaneous non-meditation. Take the Buddha's seat. And having claimed this seat, this spot, this ground, we begin to offer the Medicine Buddha mantra, Teata Om Bekenze Maha Bekenze Radza Samungate Soha. This heart song, this heartbeat rhythm, may it replace all the other songs of poison that we have been taught and have been singing in our minds. May this, any of the undercurrent of self-talk that is degrading, disrespectful, not true of who we actually are and the work that we're really doing, may these poisons be turned into the most powerful, most potent medicines in the universe. And may this transformation occur through the speaking of these sacred syllables together, passed down through beginningless time. From this lineage, this Indo-Tibetan Himalayan treasure, and all similar expressions found across cultures, across space and time. In this spirit, we begin to offer this mantra. So we begin in whatever way feels good for you. Om te ata begenze ma begenze radza samungade soa. Om te ata begenze ma begenze radza samungade soa. 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 Te ata begenze razuzam garizoa. Te ata begenze ma 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 begenze razuzam garizoa. Having expressed this intention, this profound and radical commitment and audacious prayer throughout the farthest expanses of the universe, making it known to ourselves, if we can listen, and to every single being who is ready, who is willing, who is eager to support us in this great labor of healing and liberation and the spiritual abolition of all obstacles to freedom. Please, guardians, protectors, mysterious ones, angels, devas, dakas, dakinis, yidams, fairies, the land, each and every expression of the land, all non-human animals, all non-human life forms, please, please help us. Please lend your own care and life force to help us bring about the fruition of these prayers spoken sincerely and from the heart. Please be with us and help weave these prayers into being. May the intensity of suffering be abated as swiftly as possible. And with that invocation, I'll go ahead and offer our prayers. Prayers for my heart so I can develop empathetic joy. Prayers, empathic joy, more specifically. Prayers for my family, my cousin Margarita, who has abandoned herself. May she feel love for my dad's sadness. Prayers for our dear friend Diane, who is in the Bardo. May she be embraced in love and be given a great path of light to enlightenment or a precious rebirth. Prayers of gratitude for the health, good fortune, and well-being of my family. Prayers for the strength of those fighting for their rights and the rights of others. Prayers for the people in public service and organizing who are keeping hope alive. Prayers of gratitude for my daughter and my beloveds. Prayers for myself, L, C, V, and T, for support in getting free and for health, wholeness, and joy. Prayers for my mother, Taryn, who's recovering from surgery. Prayers for calm determination on this path that is difficult, bare, and lonely, that I just keep going and see some fruits. Prayers that we find space and time to grieve with one another. Prayers that I may feel the safety and care of the mother when I look. Prayers of gratitude for this Sangha. Prayers for JF that she may find relief from her non-stop migraines. Offering my brother, Michael, to Medicine Buddha today for some extra love and support. For my dear autistic, queer, gentle, fierce teen, that she always feels support and protection of loved ones around her. The collective denial surrounding this hostile government takeover is taking its toll on my psyche. Help, invisible beloveds. For PM's colon cancer surgery Tuesday. Prayers that I might find affordable, stable housing so I can put down roots again and flourish. Prayers to protect Medicare and Medicaid and send protection, healing, and resources to everyone who uses or needs these programs. Prayers to heal the hatred, fear, and ignorance that is powering fascism here and abroad. Prayers to heal my CPTSD and anhedonia so I can open my heart and live a joyous and embodied life. Prayers for my daughter's well-being. Prayers for Johnny, who is in need of grounding and peace. Prayers for all the parts of me and all the parts of you that are already becoming and re-becoming free. Prayers of gratitude for all we receive in this community. Prayers for all beings in all realms and timelines to be free. Prayers for Lama Rod and the Blessed Dharma community. Prayers for N, R, C, A, and C. Prayers for me to overcome illness and gaslighting. Prayers for me to overcome all barriers to do the work and to be present in this world, centering me being resourced and all beings be free in an abolitionist future. Ashe O. Prayers for Charlie. May he fully recover from the traumatic brain injury he sustained last week, and may it be as quickly as possible. Also, give his father and family strength to navigate this difficult time. Prayers for the well-being of all, and that I may recognize my true nature and be of benefit to all beings. Prayers for Susan and Turna. Prayers for doubt to leave me. Prayers for E, that her health be fully restored. Prayers for the Abu Sharif family and for all Palestinians in the West Bank and around the world. May they be safe and protected in the shield of Medicine Buddha. Prayers for the liberation of all, and prayers that I receive whatever it is that I need most, whether I know what that is yet or not. Prayers that I grow in connection with my ancestors and benefactors. Prayers for continued healing and the end of my chronic pain. Finally, prayers for my beloved grandmother, who guide her journey through the Bardo. May she attain full liberation. Prayers for the brave students who keep on disrupting centers of colonial knowledge creation. May our protests this week shake the status quo and awaken those complicit in silencing the ongoing genocide. Prayers to Mini Hanavan as she transitions through the Bardo. Prayers for Bill Hanavan as he begins radiation and chemotherapy for glioblastoma. Prayers for Lama Rod for protections and all blessings and abundance. Prayers for my sisters, Patty, Maureen, and Kitty, as well as my nephew, Terrence. Prayers for my medicine dog and medicine partner. Prayers for my partner that he get through this challenging time with as much grace and support as possible. Prayers for all beings everywhere who are grieving, who know complex and complicated loss. Prayers up that I might feel my grief fully, unafraid and brave. Let me move through the dark to find the light and share that light with others so they might illuminate their own paths. Prayers for my body and life force, and may I be guided to clear trauma energetically stored, so I may dwell as the earth in the infinite spacious compassion and unlimited capacity of my Buddha nature for the benefit of all beings. Prayers for Suzanne, 32, who passed away suddenly after an emergency C-section 4 days ago. Prayers for her 7 children and mother and community. May they all eventually find a balm for their souls. Ashe. Prayers for the people of Palestine, Sudan, Congo, Yemen, and Ukraine, and all those affected by genocide, war, and systemic violence. Prayers for that T may receive all they need to have a safe home and no longer have to worry about their housing situation. May this come with ease, and may they finally be able to lay this burden down after months of struggle. Amen. Prayers for N and his family, gratitude for the love that his lineage taught him and the way that loving allows me to love more. Prayers for those traveling through the Sonoran Desert borderlands. May they be protected and arrive safely and have enough water for the day. Prayers for my dad. May he release scarcity and feel safer in the practice of sharing. Prayers for Elle, who passed away recently and too soon due to health issues for her community and for her community. Prayers for gender diverse, queer, BIMPOC, and people targeted by ICE who have been detained and deported. Prayers for friend A, who has a tumor in her foot and is waiting to find out if it is cancerous or not. Prayers for my dad and stepmom, since she recently retired and they are learning to live with each other full-time for the first time. Prayers for Rosa and for C, S, and E, that they access the resources they need to cohere and develop an ethic of love within their family. Prayers for my family to be infused with compassion. Prayers for my mom, may she be held in love and carried into transition as soon as possible. Prayers for myself, for a larger loving human community. Prayers for financial abundance. Prayers for Emily. Prayers for a joyous spring and summer of awakening and externalization. Prayers for all my relations, and may we all be on our highest timelines. Prayers for those imprisoned in El Salvador. Prayers for my learning community, that we stop attacking each other and directing dirty pain through each other. Prayers for my siblings, that we may find forgiveness and repair. Prayers for my parents, that they find peace in their last chapters in life. Prayers that I heal my heart, that doesn't know how to trust and know that I belong. Prayers that I have support to move through a period of being scapegoated without becoming bitter and filled with hate. Prayers for Eli and Eli's aunt's transition through the Bardo. Prayers for all those deep, embodied prayers that may not just be speakable, but might just be too vast for words to hold. May those prayers, all those offered in this document, all the prayers being offered by everyone in this space who has loved ones who are also praying and hoping for the best of the future, for something to be healed. We ask that every single being capable of helping, right here, right now, not tomorrow, not in a past life, but right here and right now, please, with humility, we beseech you to act on our behalf, to bring about the ancient, primordial fruition of these prayers. Please weave all of these energies, aeons old, which are having so many effects on bodies in the here and now. Please enable freedom and the wisdom and medicine of space to be woven through each and every one of these lives, each and every one of these prayers. May the medicine be concrete and felt, and may it reverberate and resound profoundly throughout the entire universe. And we seal these prayers with a few more rounds of mantra. By the power of all the Buddhas. Om Te Ata Begenze Begenze Ma Begenze Radza Samunga De Soa Te Ata Begenze Begenze Ma Begenze Radza Samunga De Soa Te Ata Begenze Begenze Ma Begenze Radza Sananga De Soa Te Ata Begenze Begenze Ma Begenze Radza Sananga De Soa Te Ata Begenze Begenze Ma Begenze Radza Sananga De Soa Te Ata Begenze Begenze Ma Begenze Radza Sananga De Soa Te Ata Begenze Begenze Ma Begenze Radza Sananga De Soha Te Ata Begenze Begenze Ma Begenze Radza Sananga De Soha. May it be so. And from the farthest reaches of this expanse, we begin to gather back everything we need to continue moving with great tenderness and great attunement to everything going on around us in our particular environment. Gathering all of the light, all of the blessings, all of the power, all of the honesty, the transparency, the uncontrived freedom. Gathering in a way that can never, ever, 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 ever be dispersed ever again in your heart. Whatever this looks or feels like to you, or in whatever way this becomes not just make believe, but maybe something there, whatever that looks like for you. Bringing some movement back into the body, maybe offering some gratitude to this body who somehow in this little package contains everything. Offering gratitude to our spiritual friends in this virtual space. Offering gratitude to the land that has made this practice possible. And gratitude to all the elements which are mobilizing to help us and aid us in this work. And we'll go ahead and close with Shantideva's prayer. In the spirit of community-led medicine Buddha, is there anyone who would like to just go ahead and come off mute, and we can maybe have 3 people to offer the prayer once each round? Oh, Villavon, I see your hand. Hi. Thank you.
Hi. Hi, Eric. May I be a protector to those without protection, a leader for those who journey, and a boat, a bridge, a passage for those desiring the further shore. May the pain of every living creature be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine, and may I be the nurse for all sick beings in the world until everyone is healed. Just like space and the great elements such as earth, may I always support the life of all the boundless creatures. And until they pass away from pain, may I also be the source of life for all the realms of varied beings that reach unto the ends of space.
May I be a protector for those without protection, a leader for those who journey, and a boat, a bridge, a passage for those desiring the further shore. May the pain of every living creature be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine, and may I be the nurse for all sick beings in the world until everyone is healed. Just like space and the great elements such as earth, may I always support the life of all the boundless creatures, and until they pass away from pain, may I also be the source of life for all the realms of varied beings that reach into the ends of space.
I can do it. Um, May I be a protector to those without protection, a leader for those who journey, and a boat, a bridge, a passage for those desiring the further shore. May the pain of every living creature be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine, and may I be the nurse for all sick beings in the world until everyone is healed, just like space and the great elements such as earth. May I always support the life of all the boundless creatures, and until they pass away from pain, may I also be the source of life for all the realms of varied beings that reach unto the ends of space.
Thank you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for practicing with me. Yeah. Whew. Details. All right. I think just gonna drop my usual reminder about donating if this supports your liberation. And really, this is about like having funds to be able to do things that we want to do, of course, but it's also much more about like the 7x7x7 generational like transmission of energy that we're doing, So if that sounds accessible to you, please do donate. It's deeply appreciated. And yeah, thank you all. The quick links document, there's so much stuff in there. Thank you all for your love in the chat. And yeah, we will see you again, same time, same place, same link. But Lama Rod should be back here next week. So thank you, everyone. And we'll see you around the bend. Take care.